Okay, so can you find the slope of a line? Well, hopefully you can, because this is a very critical algebra skill. And what I have for you here is a lovely little pop quiz to see if indeed you know how to find the slope of a linear equation. All right, so the equation here is 2y is equal to 3x minus 6. And again, this is a linear equation or an equation of a line, and we want to find the slope. All right, so pretty straightforward question. And if you have the answer, well, go ahead and put that into the comment section. I'll show you the correct answer in just 1 second. Then, of course, I'll explain how to find the slope in this particular problem. This is not going to be that difficult. But before we get started, let me quickly introduce myself. My name is John, and I have been teaching middle and high school math for decades. And if you need help learning math, well, check out my math help program at tcmathacademy.com. You can find a link to that in the description below. And if this video helps you out, or if you just enjoy this content, make sure to like and subscribe, as that definitely helps me out. All right, so one more time, pretty straightforward question here. So we have 2y is equal to 3x minus 6. We want to calculate the slope. And for those of you out there that forgot what the slope is, it's often represented by this little variable m. All right, so if that helps you out, that's fantastic. And let's go ahead and take a look at the answer. The correct answer is the slope of this line or linear equation is 3 over 2 or 3 halves. Okay, so how did you do? Well, if you got this right, let's go ahead and celebrate by giving you a nice little happy face. Well, that's a terrible happy face. I could do better than that. You definitely deserve a better happy face. Yeah, that's a little bit better. So there's your happy face. There's your A plus. And because this is a quiz, you get like 5 out of 5 points, right? So it's not a test. It's just a single question to check on one specific skill. So if you didn't get this right, obviously you need to review how to find the slope of a line. And this is a big topic. And of course, again, a critical topic when it comes to algebra. Now, before I show you the full solution, let's just quickly kind of set this problem up. So when we're talking about the slope of a line, I'm just going to kind of sketch out a quick little XY coordinate plane. So we have these things called linear equations or lines, right? So here is a lovely line. Now, this line has a respective equation that goes with it. So it could be something like y equals 2x plus 1. So this thing right here is what we call a linear equation, and this is the actual line, the graph of that linear equation. So again, most of you out there that have studied algebra, this is like pretty, familiar territory, right? So working with graphs and lines is a huge part of learning algebra. Now, there's a couple skills involved here. One is you need to learn how to graph lines. Okay, so that's one skill. And of course, that requires you understanding the slope. Then later on, what we want to do is actually write the equation of lines given the information about lines. So in other words, we might have a point on this line, like let's say 1, 3, and maybe the slope of this line is like 2. And what we want to do is take this information and write the equation. So this is a lot of information that you study or a lot of skills. So we're not going to get into every single skill here, right? This is a lovely little pop quiz. And the only thing that this quiz is about is the slope of a line, all right? So when we're given a linear equation, right? So some sort of equation of a line like this, can we calculate the slope? Now the slope, all right, is going to be some number like this number right here that represents or defines the steepness of a line. Okay, so we have lines that are running from left to right have positive slopes. Lines that are falling from left to right have negative slopes. Flat lines like this, horizontal lines, have 0 slopes. And then lines that are perfectly vertical have slopes that are undefined. All right, so this again is a big, big topic. So in this particular one single little pop quiz, all we want to do is to see if you can just find the slope. Okay, so I say all of this to say the following, that the slope in and of itself is a pretty big topic. And if you need help with any of this stuff, algebra, linear equations, check out my algebra courses. You'll find links to those in the description. But let's go ahead and get into the solution to this lovely pop quiz. Okay, so we have 2y is equal to 3x minus 6. What is the best way or the easiest way to find the slope? Well, the easiest way is to put this linear equation into another format. We want to write this thing into y equals mx plus b form. It's just the easiest way to look at linear equations, or the equations of a line, excuse me. So here we have 2y. What we want is y by itself. So this thing right here, this form, y equals mx plus b, almost everyone has seen this. This is what we call the slope. Okay, m is the slope-intercept form of a line. Okay, so let's kind of go back to our, well, this is kind of a real big mess. Let me kind of erase this here real quick. So the slope-intercept form of a line, okay, basically gives us two pieces of information, all right? So it's going to give us the slope of that line and the y-intercept, okay? That is the b. So in y equals mx plus b, the b component is the y-intercept. It's the location where our line is chopping through or intersecting through the y-axis. That's what the b is, and m is the slope. So what we can do is rewrite this equation, this linear equation, into slope-intercept form. And when we have this thing in slope-intercept form, we can easily identify the slope. Okay, so let's go to do that. So we have 2y is equal to 3x minus 6. So how can I turn a 2y into a y, right? I have 2y, I want y by itself. Well, the easiest thing to do here is simply divide this 2y by 2. Well, if I'm going to do that, I need to divide everything by 2, right? So remember the golden rule of algebra. Whatever you do to one side of the equation, you have to do it to all sides. So we're going to divide everything by 2. And the reason why we're doing that is we want to get this y all by itself. We have 2y, we want y. So 2 divided by 2 is what? Well, the last time I checked, that is 1. So 2 divided by 2 is 1y or y, and that's going to equal to 3 over 2, okay, x minus 6 minus 2, which of course is 3. All right, so this, in fact, is our linear equation. So we just rewrote this thing into slope-intercept form, so obviously I can identify the slope of this line as being 3 over 2. Okay, so again, this is just a pop quiz, right? Don't feel bad if you got this wrong. You're like, oh, I don't understand. I'm so bad at math. No, learning algebra is learning a bunch of skills, right? That's what it's all about. And you need all these skills, right? There's a ton of little micro skills that you have to learn. And if you don't know a particular skill, no big deal. What you need to do is go back and, review and learn these skills. But here is the deal. When you learn skills in math and in algebra, you kind of have to make sure you have the prerequisite skills in order to learn this current skill. So, for example, if you are trying to understand slope, well, you got to make sure you understand how to solve equations, and you got to understand something about linear equations. In other words, if you're trying to learn this, and if you haven't learned the previous material, you're going to have a tough time, learning the current material. Okay, so hey, if you have to go back and review, no big deal. That's just all part of learning. And if this video helps you out in some way, and if you're like, Mr. YouTube Math Man, I am going to review and I'm going to get better at math. Well, that is fantastic, because that is what this YouTube channel is all about. And if this video inspired you to get a little bit better in math, well, hit that subscribe button, because that will make my YouTube channel just a little bit better. And my goal is to reach as many people as I possibly can. And if I can improve a little bit every day, well, you know what? That's how we really make big progress. We don't make big progress in life, generally speaking, in just one day, right? We just make a lot of small progress throughout, every single day, and that time accumulates, right? Eventually, you get to a certain point, and you can be like, wow, you know what? I really come a far way. All right, but again, if you don't understand any of this stuff, algebra, linear equations, graphing, and whatnot, and you want my best full instruction, well, check out my full math courses. You'll find links to those in the description below. But if this little video helps you out, don't forget to like and subscribe. And with that being said, I definitely wish you all the best in your math adventures. Thank you for your time, and have a great day.